funny when you got too many things going all at the same time.
Do.
And then, of course, you're looking up insane pictures. Rafamau.
Do.
Rafamau.
Dun, 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 dun.
Rafamau. Oh no, I remember that.
It was the best.
I hope we haven't delayed starting because of me.
No, we were looking at shiny, terrible things.
Oh, horrible, horrible things.
It was so good.
It was very disturbing.
Does it have anything to do with the hoof-hearted link in the chat?
Yes!
Yes, it does.
I'm so happy.
He's ridiculously, deliriously happy about it.
I feel more energized now than I did before I caused you this mental scarring. Waking up with one of these next to your head is the equivalent of like having a horse head from The Godfather. It's just how it works.
This on the day of my IPA. Okay, so where last we left off, you guys had robbed the Russian princess of all of her belongings, including her life.
And
the swords.
And her poor wolf went running off into the wilds to be free again.
Yeah,
that won't bite us in the ass later at all.
We liberated them.
So you guys, you rode hard, you rode fast, you rode through the night to get back to the bandits' base. As you came back, pulling into the town, of course, your young little squire has no problem like jumping off the wagon and running alongside of you guys, bragging about how you guys are and how you are the best cutthroat bandits ever. You single-handedly killed the princess. And you made sure to bring her body back.
We did?
Did
found
you?
her like that. No, we didn't.
You buried her in the shallow trench?
I mean, buried is...
It's a
bit
nicer
of a
word.
stretch.
We just threw some rocks on her, some dirt. Called it good.
Tossed her in a ditch and...
I mean, thankfully you guys already had the ditch, what makes it that easier.
Exactly.
Easier to hide. Blame it on someone else.
So, of course, the guy that seems to be on guard duty does the whole, whoa, what are you guys doing back so soon?
It was very profitable.
Do we have the girl's corpse?
No, it's in the ditch.
Okay.
You guys apparently ditched it.
Well, we did bring back a bunch of horses.
We did.
That's fair.
And a carriage.
Yep, and the carriage.
Yep.
The carriage ladled with goodies.
But we did take some of the items before, because didn't you guys take the matching silver daggers, and then there were the coins that were hidden in the chest.
I mean, I took the chest and the coins that were in the bottom of it.
Yeah, there was... somebody took the 2 matching daggers, though, right? The silver ones?
Yeah.
I thought you took those.
No, it wasn't me. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, I took a dagger, I think,
And then I think I
But
took
there
the
were
other
two
ones.
matching swords, silver swords. Because she was the dual wielder.
I think Michael took those.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense for me. I see. I might have to actually write it in really fast.
Tim and the Muffin Elf.
Whoa, ha 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 ha. Inventory.
Because y'all don't even want to know what the muffin wanted to do. So,
Kill
what kind of story are you gonna give the guy? Is he's like, what are you guys doing back so soon?
I mean, we've just got all this stuff.
Well, I think our bard can better embellish our stories to make it look good than most of them died by falling off horses.
Well,
So much horse
basically, we're back because we have all this fat sloots. Just and we didn't want to leave it about just in the forest, so
Yeah,
we
what if
brought it
bandits
here.
came and stole it?
I mean, that other group obviously let them through. We took care of the rest, and now we're bringing it here.
Okay, and do me a favor, and just because you're wanting to make things calm and cool, and just slide with as few questions asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me a. I just realized all 5 of you are here.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a deception, or I don't think you're being totally deceptive-y. If you want to go with something easier, probably like a
Charm.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
I can do
persuasive persuasionness.
that. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready if you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
As needless to say, he's just like takes his little lantern and he kind of waves it over your cart, checking the cart out and seeing the beautiful woodwork on the cart, and he's just like, if what you got,
we got
on the
all
inside,
these horses.
And yeah, he just looks at the bevy of horses that you guys have, with you, and he's just like, if this is even close to what it looks like on the inside here, you guys got a pretty profitable trip here today.
We do what we can.
As she's being super suave about it. So is there anything particular you would like with the 2 advantage, by the way?
Hold on. I think I am going to take back strain because I am severely lacking in it.
Well, your horse ride would have been long enough that you're all full on
Oh,
stats.
okay.
You're full up. It was a nice ride. There was some booze left on the wagon. You recuperated nicely on this manic ride back.
Yeah, because I would have ridden on the. I wouldn't have rode a horse. I would have rode on the carriage, probably in the carriage. Well, then I would like to use the next one of us to make a skill check, or the next 2 people of us to make a skill check, like whatever, to get a blue die.
Okay. So he totally tells you where to set up the wagon, is there and he kind of rubs his fingers, like, is there anything you want not declared as part of your booty?
I think everything's still in the wagon in its normal place is fine to turn in.
Are you saying that you think we would actually not give everything that we got to the proper person?
As he just does this feigned innocent look, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Blink, blink.
Yeah, okay, that must have been just a test, right? You test the new guys?
Everything in life is a test. As he's
Well,
just
you're testing my patience.
ooh.
Mm.
As he proceeds to give like this very fancy whistle, and some guys come out and move the little barricade out of the road so you guys can take your wagon in and park it where you need to park it. As he's just like, some of the guys will go and start taking tally of your swag there, and once they do, where are you guys going to be camping out? In your spot?
Yeah, I mean, where it was like, but what was the name of the kid?
Your little psychic?
Yeah, he was gonna try and get into the party, man. He said he could get us into it because we did so well.
Oh well, you guys, you should head up to the keep. I mean, if that's where you're going to be, we'll make sure that nobody's divvied up any of your spoils until you guys get back from the party. And he kind of like, he looks at you and he's like, "Are you sure the kid's got that much clout?"
Like, kid?
And he's like, "I can get us anywhere."
Cool beans.
As the kid's just like, let's go to a party. I want to drink my weight in wine, which is mildly terrifying.
Exactly. As I say, you do want to wake up, though, right?
I drank my weight in wine once, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cry foul on that.
He's just still trying to impress you. That's all. As obviously
Stay healthy.
as obviously our
It's
bard,
dust. I was cleaning today.
our bard needs to make sure that she bundles up in the wagon because she's driving too hard and fast, and it affected her apparently.
She has a sniffle.
As she mutes herself while she blows her nose, I'll snitch her out.
Dang.
So you guys go and park your wagon?
Park our other wagon. Yeah.
And, all of a sudden a couple guys come out and they kind of put some torches up. You can see they kind of circle around it, so that way nobody steals your shit. Because,
How
after
nice
all,
of them.
it's not been, ledgered yet. So, of course, the boss would not want anyone stealing from it yet.
Yet.
So the kid's basically like, come on, put on some of your best clothes if you can. And he totally suggests that you should put on one of the princess's little, sable shawl type of things to look fancy.
I don't think it'll fit me.
No, he's talking to the bard because he's totally got a crush on her.
But it's probably way too big. But if it does match, I will certainly go ahead and do so.
It totally clashes, but he thinks it looks fancy.
I'm going to thank him.
And he just wants to let you know that he's important enough that you'd get away with taking it if you wanted it.
Ooh.
Oh. Well, one should always dress for the occasion, right?
And he's like, yeah, you should look your best.
God, how ridiculous do I look?
Well, if you put it on, you look pretty freaking poofy. Because it was made to make a human-sized woman look very poofy.
Yeah. I think this might be a little too big, I'm afraid.
As he's like, if you think so, but I think you'd look wonderful in it. And of course, you can
give him a flashing smile and thank him.
You can practically
if you would
see
like, Index offers to fit that to you. Because he senses that you.
I think that would destroy its worth. But it's the thought that counts.
As all of a sudden, Index is totally debating how to staple it to your body so it doesn't fall off.
If you
'Cause-
make flesh staples, then you're basically not harming the body at all.
I'm not sure how that works, but you know he knows how.
I've got alchemy. I know what I'm doing.
Contemplating. Okay, so let's see if we can get into the.
Okay, so you guys head on up to the castle, and immediately the guard kind of gives you the whole "whoa, guys." And as soon as you're just like, "We're with Shorty," and he's like, "They're with me." He kind of like gives you guys the eyeball, like, "Are you sure?"
I'm gonna go. Yeah, we're with him.
And he totally does the whole. Okay, I mean, you guys can, and you guys
And
can.
I'm gonna play like a sort of like a like something. I'm trying to think like pomp and circumstance, but not, some like sort of marshalling sound on my mandolin, Basically, he's here, ha just to punctuate the comment.
Okay, so you clearly hear this place has got some pretty adequate bards going and doing their thing. As you guys come, there's music playing. You've got your bard doing this little ditty for the kid to make him feel important.
Well, it's a darn good thing that they finally got a real bard.
Oh, as pretty much you're getting that feeling, Shorty, as you come in that these bards are like sub bard par. You could totally do better than them.
Yeah, we need some real talent in this place.
But you clearly see that folks are having a good time. There's drinks going around. As he kind of like pulls you guys in. He's like, no, don't stay out like against the walls. Come on into the party. And he's like pulling you past the wall of people. Are you?
I will totally. I am. Fame is what I seek. I will gladly enter that hall with a bit of flair, with my mandolin in hand, playing our entrance in.
Oh, so you're getting like super pomp and circumstance?
Yeah, I'm gonna start really.
Do me a favor. Give me a performance there.
Performance. Would that be verse?
I will. Well, versus if you're doing magic. I mean, if you want to add magic to it,
a performance.
So you basically would want to do charm.
Okay.
Or you could do coercion. Or you could go with coordination if you want to add like dance to it. But you probably are going to go with the charm.
I'm going to go with charm.
But you could totally do verse if you want to add magic to it. I'm just saying.
Well, I think I'm going to hold off on that for the moment. Hold on, actually. Let me check one thing. Where is it? Where is it?
Where's what?
Oh, I just wanted to check some of my inspire rhetoric. Okay, because let's see here. Okay, I might employ that later.
Now I'm slightly scared.
No, connected is my... I might need connected in a little bit.
That somebody will recognize you?
Exactly. All right, so are we ready?
Do we want someone to recognize us?
That's true. Well,
think-
I always want to be recognized, but okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do charm.
Okay, so go for
Are
it.
you ready?
Yep. Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's go. Good roll. Good
Okay,
roll.
so 5 successes and a big damn triumph. So what's going on here? Give us some flavor
Apparently-
text.
Apparently, every note is perfect. Every fluctuation, everything is just like all of a sudden this crescendo as we appear after my playing us in, and all eyes turn to this incredible music and my singing, and everyone in the place turns to me because I'm playing so incredibly beautiful, and everyone goes quiet.
And literally, you see as you come through playing, and the echo of your music just drowns out all the other crap.
Oh
Like
no,
I
they
s-
all stop speaking because they've never heard anything so beautiful.
And you see when you come through the crowd that there's the head of this hall. It's packed full of people in different types of armor, different types of clothing. You're getting like the idea that like diplomats are showing up to this thing. At least they probably got robbed and they're wearing the diplomats' clothing. And as you look around, you realize that there's torches lighting up little sconces with artwork pieces and things. And at the very head of this giant hall, you see 3 seats, 3 thrones, but there's a high throne in the middle and then 2 smaller thrones. And you see the most muscular human woman you have ever seen. I mean, she's got the rippling guns when you see her sitting there. And at first she was bored. She was just like one leg up on the arm of the chair, looking at the ceiling, poking her teeth with a sharp bone that she was sucking on. Then all of a sudden she slowly puts both her feet on the ground and leans forward, puts her head on her fist, and is just intently staring at you with her green eyes.
It should be noted that I just put the link to the song that Twyla is playing in the Skype chat.
Hold it. Now I've gotta.
And she is just watching little Twyla dance and play, and she is totally enthralled in the zone that Twyla is channeling right now.
Well, of course she was bored. All of these bards were subpar.
They were sub-barred.
Subbarred is the word now.
Well, I am sublime.
I thought you were a bard.
You're a lime?
I
didn't know you were British.
She's just totally enraptured in your performance. And off to her left, you see another woman that bears a striking resemblance to her, only like a quarter of her size. From what you were told, it's probably her sister. You get that kind of instant vibe that totally would be the little sister. And over to the other side, you see some young guy wearing this very nice chain of authority and really, really nice silk clothes, and he looks absolutely petrified. But of
petrified
course,
of
he looks like he's scared and jumping at anything that comes near him.
Okay.
Including the occasional piece of meat or bone that the hostess was throwing towards him.
Is he disheveled? Is he bound? Is he...
No, he he seems to be sitting in the chair and he's like wilting on himself like he doesn't want to be here. And you're just getting the basic body language of he calms down when he hears your music. But this guy looks like he's a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. He's got that nervousness going.
All right. Well, once I finish my song, I will do a flourishing bow to the warlord, with great poise and flair.
And she immediately jumps up and starts clapping, super happy with this big droopy happy look on her face. And immediately other people start elbowing each other around the room, and the applause, both real and cajoled, kind of just erupts in the room.
I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
As she just, she just gestures for more,
I will start playing something else.
Okay. So
I have a quick question to the group that is not performing. Our goal here is to steal something, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be good to steal while everyone's distracted, right?
Yep.
That's assuming the thing is in this room. We may need to get on the good side of the warlord.
Yeah. Or even if it's not in this room, I'm sure the guards that are guarding this room would be distracted.
True.
Everyone is distracted at how wonderful I am.
would someone like to do a perception, since you had a good description of what this vase looks like?
Sounds like a Tim sort of thing.
Hi, that's me. I'm Tim. Perception. All right, I'm ready whenever.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yes.
Okay, if you're ready, then go ahead and roll.
Oh man,
That's a success.
I got a success. We're good.
So you go looking around this room, and there's a dozen or so little alcoves with some kind of cool treasure or not, and you're kind of being the Muffin Man, looking around, kind of soaking up the whole room, kind of staring as people walk by. And the problem is, as you're staring, immediately, you see the vase you're looking at, and your eyes just kind of light up for a second there. And a woman kind of walks by the vase and looks at you, and she kind of blows you a little half kissy face and does the slow blinking eyelids. And then,
Snap.
a half second after that, some guy that was standing right behind her, who puts one hand protectively on her shoulder to remind her he's here, kind of gently moves her to the side so that you're staring at his eyes instead of her face. And he's locked on you, that you're eyeballing his girl.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna act like I needed glasses, like I can't see that far, just kind of squinting farther, looking around at the same time, where the hell am I? Where the hell am I at? Try to play it off cool.
Okay, go ahead and give me a half a second. And give me a deception if you're going to play off that you weren't staring at his girl. His number one girl. Wow.
Well, actually, you got a blue die.
Oh, I do.
I don't think that's gonna do a whole lot here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If you want to roll a blue die, you can totally roll a blue die.
Yeah. Might as well.
Tim, what are you doing, Tim?
I was trying to act normal, but I guess that did not help at all.
He's oogling another man's woman.
He is oogling
still
another man's woman, and on top of it, he's then causing a scene.
Oh,
He went the opposite direction. Yeah, he was trying so hard not to ogle her that he was just straight talking shit about her out loud.
You're disgusting.
I would never look at that heifer, right?
Jesus.
Wow.
Alright, there's my blue die.
Yay!
So, yeah, interesting
I'll
stuff.
take this. Yep.
So immediately, how is it you're trying to pretend to be like you forgot your glasses and you're blind?
At this point, I'm just gonna be like, hey man, you do have a really hot date. I'm jealous, Like I'm gonna give him like a high five, and I'm like, I'm really jealous. I'm proud of you. You did it for the boys.
I'm proud of you.
And as you're walking across the room to do this high five to him, you kind of abruptly bump into another guy who's sitting there enraptured by this halfling's music, and he's just totally in the moment. And he starts to take a sip from his dragon horn mug, and you just kind of biff. You raise your hand for that high five right into his mug, and it just pours his frothy drink all over him.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not see you there. I am a muffin.
As he just looks at you and throws down his horn, and the whole hall echoes with this horn bouncing off the ground as poor Twyla is singing a beautiful song, and you and this guy are making a huge scene in the middle of the good times that everyone's having.
Well,
so does
let us
anybody
get us both a drink before we do this.
do anything while this is happening?
I'm just trying to like get myself a drink and get himself a drink so we could at least cool down here. But hopefully it doesn't go bad from there now. I'm just trying to cool down the situation, not make it worse.
Well, you're just made it way worse. The
Yeah.
problem is that you're kind of fumbly and making things. Everything you do to make it better is just making it worse.
Comedy, I love it.
Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, while all of these distractions are going on, I'm studying the out of place young man. I want to do a adventuring knowledge check to see if I can see like any symbol or recognize the chain of authority or something like that.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, go for it. So you don't seem to recognize him with your 3 advantages, but you do have 3 advantages. What would you like to... you could totally use your 3 advantages that when you don't recognize something, you ask somebody in the crowd and they can give you information.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so immediately you're just like staring at him and you're like, I know something is important about this guy, but I can't just place what it is. And all of a sudden somebody, you look and somebody's just like, psst, you're staring at the young lord pretty hard there. I don't think he'd be in the mood for company. I mean, he's been held captive here for about 2 weeks since he was kidnapped from his caravan. He was on his way to meet some betrothed bride.
Ha!
Oh.
Supposedly he's some important noble from down south. As the party, you see your poor, scout getting kind of pushed around there, that there's a bit of a gentleman brawl getting ready to happen.
Well, we need a distraction.
It is a good distraction.
Now the question is, did the Muffin Man
the younger sister?
Did the Muffin Man point out the prize that you're looking for?
Oh yeah,
I think you got a little sidetracked.
And how are you checking out the little sister?
I mean, I'm gonna assume her attention is diverted towards one of the many other things happening in the hall.
Oddly enough, you notice her attention is on the 2 gentlemen starting an argument over on the floor. One of them happens to be your compatriot.
I'm gonna watch her.
Okay.
As you're watching her, you hear, "No, you're a muffin."
Give me a perception check, by the way.
Ready when you are.
Go for it. Wow. So you notice that she is definitely more intent on the audience than she is her sister or the performers. She basically seems to have a very keen, crafty eye, and she's checking out the folks in the reception hall of how they're reacting.
Mm.
So that is definitely the thing that's catching your eye is that she doesn't care about any of the performances, doesn't care about her sister's needs, has no eyeball on the guy on the other side. She doesn't even care to look that direction. But she's checking people out, and you could totally see her doing the occasional like stroke a chin or stroke a cheek with the back of her finger as she's contemplating constantly.
If she looks towards me, I will make sure I'm not looking at her, and I will be looking at the brewing fight.
I would totally say that's true, except for you got two threats.
Son of a bitch.
Which are exactly what her eyes look like when she locks with yours and sees your little kitten eyes looking at her. And you almost see the crack of a smile. But it's one of those scary smiles.
I don't like the scary smiles.
As all of a sudden you have a little thought bubble of you being tied up in cat chaps and forced to sit on her lap.
Will she at least be petting me?
Well, of course.
Worse fates.
As her name is Lady Evil and she needs an evil cat to stroke. So as you guys are
She's gonna love you and
And
pet
hug
you and call you George.
God damn it.
as you guys are blending in the party and sort of moving around, you guys realize that your compatriot now has a pretty bad enemy at the party. But as she looked at that warlord, he immediately cut his shit out. But you could totally see he like pulls his dagger out an inch and just rubs one finger across his throat looking at the Muffin Man. And you're pretty sure you might have to replace your scout in the morning.
Oh dear.
You know you don't want to leave him alone with that guy because he looks like a very, very nasty gentleman. But thankfully for Twyla, the other bards have learned to know their better and are basically playing accompaniment music to your performance.
Damn, Skippy.
As they're basically playing the tempo and the bass behind her, filling up the song repertoire. So you guys are getting a chance to blend in, and of course, anyone who has got an empty hand, there are servants, and by servants I totally mean slaves, totally putting drinks in your hands to make sure you have a drink so they don't get beat for it.
Lovely.
I have 2 drinks. I do not.
Because he has 2 hands.
And as you guys get a chance to hobnob with the crowd, I'm going to say let's take a quick 5-minute break because I have to go to the restroom and I have to get a barking dog from outside.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. Be
All
right
right.
back.
Let's take a quick 5 and be right back.
don't think you were invited in, Miss Freya. I thought you were distracting her. Well, I thought, Freya, come here. Freya, do you want to come in my office? She's not falling for it. Yeah, oh, now you'll come in. Oh! Did you get it? All right. Is the small one cold? Actually, no, apparently it's not. No, Freya, you had your chance. Oh, no. Call her. No. Let's see, go get Daddy. Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
Are we back?
Jim should be in there shortly.
Yay.
Ah.
As I thought I heard people talking, then it got really quiet all of a sudden. I take it everyone is still getting beverage.
I'm good. I think Joseph's here. I think we're just gonna answer more. Or no one.
Yeah.
I think
Hey.
everyone's here.
It's because the party's that good, you know. Everybody's immediately coming back to the party. Okay, so you guys are at the party, you're socializing, you know. Unfortunately, you know, we have a nemesis issue going on with, you know, Tim and that guy that you guys probably want to make sure you're keeping him away from that guy. Is there anything particular you guys are doing, and is Tim sharing any information?
What we're doing is keeping Tim away from that guy.
Like if we know we have to keep Tim away from that guy, maybe it's better if we just put Tim in a vase.
Just a particular one.
Just any old one, yes, like a box or maybe a cupboard.
Or the one that's against the wall there that he was staring at.
There goes my heroes.
And as you guys look at this you know, vase that Tim points out, you know, he gives you the winky face. Now is interesting question. Is Korik getting involved with this?
I mean, I was definitely looking at the little sister.
Oh, and she's
then I
definitely
got
looking
caught.
at you often. Every time you kind of like look around the room and you try not to look at her, you realize that she's looking at you too.
I don't like that. I really don't like that. Social stuff isn't my forte,
Meanwhile, of course, everyone wants Twyla to keep playing music.
right?
Because she done triumphed that shit.
I'm gonna get 2 drinks from a slave.
Okay.
and I'm gonna go to the guy, and I'm gonna give him one of the drinks.
The angry guy.
Yes, and apologize for my friend.
And he kind of like looks.
He is very clumsy.
He kind of looks at you, and you give him that little Puss in Boots face, and he's just like, "What is your friend's name?"
There are some who call him Tim.
I'm happy you got that reference. That's why I named my character Tim.
I've been waiting this entire campaign to be able to say that.
And he just looks and goes, "Tim, so I know what they'll have to carve on his tombstone."
I don't own a tombstone.
So, what would you like to try to do to try to improve the situation with this guy, Cork?
I mean, I'd like to explain away my friend's stupidity and clumsiness.
Okay, and how are you going to do about that?
By being a very charming kitten.
By being a very charming kitten. Okay, and I will even give you... Oh, what is that? What is that? Story point for you. I will even give you a blue, because he's distracted looking at his woman who keeps giving Tim moony eyes. Because she thinks it's cute when her boyfriend wants to go on a murderous rage.
Oh, lovely.
One of them. So go ahead and
Ready when
be
you
your
are.
charming, distracting self.
Oh, lovely. This is gonna go well, I'm sure of it.
Wow.
This guy's gonna end up like
Wow.
the main nemesis and adversary of this party
Oh,
for the entirety of the campaign.
goodness.
Wow.
You succeeded with advantage.
I really did.
So he kind of like looks at you and then kind of like does that double take and looks into those big wells of kitty eyes that you look up at him with when you take your little hat in your hands and you Puss in Boots that shit for all it's worth. What would you like for those 2 advantage?
I look just like my character token. I
You can totally make it so the success lasts. That totally could be a thing.
yeah, let's make that last and then move on to the other problem that gets generated.
Okay, so he kind of like looks back at you and he's just like, "Oh," and he takes the drink from you and your cute little hands. You have toe bean fingers.
Toby.
Aww.
And he just gives your head this little scrunch, and it's that kind of scrunch cats like, because he gets right between the ears, and you totally hate it, and just smooshes into your cute little cat head. And he's like, "Oh, did you know I had a feline nanny as a child?"
Uh-oh.
And he immediately his features soften, his muscles stop creaking like cables, and he says, "To new friends and long life," and he clinks his glass into yours.
To new friends and
And he basically looks at you and gives you that drink gesture of drinking it all in one swab, because it's good luck that way. And as you drink your glass and look down the edge of the glass, you realize that his lady friend is staring daggers at you.
Uh-oh.
listen, I'm less scared of her.
Should you be?
I hope so. It would be terrifying if she's the power part of that power couple.
Yeah, just saying. Magic don't need muscles.
And you kind of look, as you're looking at the glass, you realize the warlord's little sister is watching this interaction happen between you guys. She's keenly observant, as it is right now, because she hasn't had a single beverage, alcoholic or not.
Have they been offered to her?
They have, but as any servers get near her, she just waves them off with two fingers.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Y'all are gonna get poisoned. Y'all are gonna get poisoned.
Says the robot with 2 drinks in his hand.
As Index
Your
is,
voice
He's
does
just
not-
humming a little
does not-
ditty to himself. Y'all are gonna
just
get
pouring it into my fake mouth. Like, okay.
comes leaking out one of his legs. It's solvent. It's meant to clean the grease out, right?
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't know that this was also a degreaser. Wonderful.
No,
Okay,
instead of it coming out of one of his legs, what he does is he'll go to the bathroom. And it's one of those troughs, and instead of like underneath your pants, he just goes and then he just opens up his chest cavity. And it comes flowing
No,
out.
Sploosh.
I'm not a savage. I have a keg tap.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ!
It takes a couple pumps to build up pressure, and then it flows freely.
Just don't look at me when I'm building up the pressure, okay? I'm a little. I need some privacy.
As Index is pumping away in the closet.
That just
Did
sounds
anyone tell
wrong.
him that's a closet, not a latrine?
Everything's a latrine if you try hard enough.
So
But it has such a great golden.
And it's not like it's actual urine.
Well, that's a relief, I guess.
Yeah, it's just waste product oil.
it's whatever you poured in,
Yeah,
and it
getting
picked
that
up a
out of the
little
carpet.
slick on the way out. So what is Bob doing while all these weird shenanigans are happening?
Pretending I don't know any of them.
That's valid.
Okay, so I will definitely accept that if you give me a stealth or a deception as you blend into the crowd. I totally can see that.
Swear to God, if you get a despair on this. Hey, this guy's a phony. Look at him.
I saw this guy at the Adventurers Guild once. Okay, so you kind of accidentally step on a lady's feet, and she makes this look at you like she's going to break you if you don't step off, literally. But you have conveniently disassociated yourself with the group successfully, that nobody thinks you're a part of any one of these lunatics. So, Index, as you're sitting there with 2 beverages trying to realize what these are for exactly, and why did they eagerly hand them to you,
Yes.
what
So-
are you doing?
So I imagine that for the most part, this is fairly boring to Index, because I think a lot of the fun here is getting drunk and talking to people.
Hmm.
But I imagine that somewhere in this crowd, there are a bunch of pirate nerds, and they're talking about like catapults or rope tensile strength. And so I want to I want to do my best to socialize by just talking to anybody about mechanics, and then eventually seeing how many of these pirate nerds manage to make their way to me.
So
Pirate
So you're
nerds.
basically starting a fantasy D&D group, except in a fantasy world where instead of playing D&D, you play like, I don't know, firmware and robots.
Yes, it's good times.
So you do find the combat engineer crowd that are basically talking, shop about weapons of war of the mass scale, and basically you overheard one of them saying, "So this building really needs to be shored up to be more trebuchet resistant."
Yeah.
Really
need to-
emphasizes trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
He's real fancy because I call it a trebucket.
A tree bucket.
That just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
No, but I think so. What he's trying to do is he's trying to further increase the distraction, make sure that if there's people that could be looking out for whenever we steal the thing that we came here for, that they could be distracted. But also, he figures that this is the crowd to find out where his stolen medkit went to, because it only really has value to people that are some smart.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. Yeah, we got this. Wow, that was
Wow.
really good for what I...
Honestly, not bad.
No.
So
not at
go
all.
ahead and take a point of strain as you're attempting to navigate the crowds and listen. But apparently, your bard friend is just too good to get people
Yes.
motivated. And it's every time you think you're overhearing a conversation that you want to listen to, her song distracts the shit out of people.
I've been there. That makes sense.
As all of a sudden they
sorry,
go from
not sorry.
talking to they just inhale and listen.
Yeah, the soft creatures.
The sound of not silence. Okay, so about how long are you guys letting the party play out?
I mean, at least like an hour.
Well, I guess is this one of those things that's expected to go until morning, or is it like a fancy party that ends at midnight? I don't know.
No, didn't they say it's like a 3-day party?
Oh, yeah.
They did say it was a 3-day party, and you get the feeling that this is just the formal day, while everyone gets liquored up with each other, and the goal is that no one stabs each other to death yet today. What tomorrow may bring is totally
Yet.
different. So is there anything you guys are doing just besides hobnobbing?
Well, I'm looking for the vase.
You know,
The thing we're supposed to be looking for.
Okay, so a little while later, Bob starts to intensely look around. Give me a perception check. So we find out if
You.
Oof.
I do not do well at all on perception checks.
yeah, I don't think many of us have any good perception checks.
Tim and I.
And the funny thing is, Bob is looking for a vase, a nice little hand-sized vase like you'd see in any Greek or Roman museum. And the problem is, Tim has already found the vase, and it's one of those, more like Chinese vase where they bury bodies in vinegar and in sake. It's massive and huge. Whereas you're all looking for a tiny plant-holding vase. He spotted the vase because he realized, the picture was off in scale. But that's it.
Big brain.
And Bob gets distracted because he actually sees this beautiful tapestry dedicated to a certain goddess. And in the tapestry of this warrior witch goddess, it's actually got real silver and gold thread in her embellishments to make her pop almost three-dimensionally out of the fabric. And take a point of strain as you see this picture of your mother there, Bob. And of course, this was done by a culture at the time when she was in one of her bad moods. So it shows her reaping 1,000 souls out of a field all at once by her own hand. These things happen occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Never catch a god or a goddess on a bad day. What one man calls prayer, another calls whining. Stop complaining about your brother picking on you and go hit him. But that definitely distracts you, as you would love to have that keepsake. I mean, it's only a big-ass tapestry. Nobody knows it missing. As you know, your friend Paige comes over and he's totally like, hey, Bob, the important stuff's happening on over there. And he points over to the warlord that's your boss.
So what's going on?
We're drinking. Here, you need a drink. And he kind of takes a sip, half sip, and hands the cup to you.
I'm gonna pretend drink.
And he's totally like, I'll get you another one when you run out. So, your friend Twyla over there. As he's apparently stirring a spoon in some bowl of some kind of food he's got. What's her favorite color?
Pink.
And what type of things does she like?
Well, you can tell she likes music.
She likes music. Do you think if I stole a music box, she'd like it?
Hold it. This is the kid?
This is the kid.
No, but if you made a music box, she might like it if it's good.
As he totally makes this look like, how do you make a music box?
Well, first you make a box, then you cut a hole in that box.
So you know how, like, if you take a piece of metal and you, like, hit it with your finger, it makes a noise?
Okay, yeah.
You want to get a whole bunch of those that have different tunes and put them in the box.
Oh, that
Sounds
sounds
like demon summoning, but with extra steps.
that sounds like a lot of work.
Well, I mean, if you want to impress her.
So you
She's
think
not easily impressed.
so you think it would impress her too? Okay. Thanks for the tip, old man. As he goes walking away, and you're just like, old man? I'm like 20-something. He is a little bit of a punk. But he's gonna make her his woman.
Oh, God.
And give me a perception check.
Who?
Bob.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you looking at? Let's find out.
Oh no!
Not looking at anything.
How is that worse?
So what would
Lordy.
you like for those 2 advantage other than to get strain back? You can totally do that.
I think I'm going to be needing some blues soon.
Okay, so a blue on your next action.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So another hour goes on. People are hobnobbing. You guys are getting introduced to interesting people. How are you, when people ask who you are, how are you introducing each of you guys individually, by the way? Besides Tim, everyone seems to know Tim.
Everyone
Yeah,
seems
but
to
not
know
necessarily.
Tim.
Or no.
I thought gave you guys like a gesture.
On the plus side,
Oh.
Cork's got like a best buddy, bro, who's like, next drink's on me, as he throws coins on the server's tray, and they're just like, they're free.
He's completely ditched his girlfriend. And he's just like trolling around the bar.
Living
He's
the best
like,
life.
Korik, you are the best wingman ever.
How?
So is there anything in particular you guys are doing?
I am entertaining the crowd, so hopefully they can do a little reconnaissance.
The room that we're in, is it actually guarded by anyone? Like, can we wander around the place?
You can wander, but you do notice that there are guards standing on their posts.
But they're not, like, if I was going to walk, because Index is not doing the socializing thing very well. And probably at this point, he'd just want to scope out the building.
So, depending on now, are you trying to go to some place that's definitely looks private? Or are you just trying to, like, go find the privy?
I want to go to the places adjacent to the places that look private.
Okay.
So going back to what we would do pre-game, like, I want to scope out this place so I can pass on the information to someone who can steal it.
Okay, so go ahead and give me... Now, are you trying to not be seen while you do this? Like, subtle-like?
No,
or are you
I
just
don't
blundering?
mind being seen. I kind of want to play up the not so sentient automaton bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and give me a deception or coercion.
Where's coercion?
Down at the bottom in social skills.
They hide it on the sheet.
Somewhere
think
that
it
you
would
never
be-
need to look.
Oh, good. They are both the same. Doop.
That's literally the noise you make. Is this? I am a serving droid. Doop, and they're just like. You get a ways away before someone goes to check on you to make sure you're not accidentally, knocking over candles or something, and then they kind of like gesture for you to go back to the party without. They don't say anything. They just kind of do that gesture
Yeah,
and impose themselves between you and wherever you were going.
that's fine.
And take a point of strain as you thought for a second there the jig was up and you were busted.
Busted. Got it.
Instead, they think you're someone's prop.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so Tim, what are you up to? That's pretty important, Tim. That is so sneaky that I don't think anyone else can hear you. I think we may have lost Tim.
Yeah, my mom was talking to me. My bad.
Ignore her. You're gaming.
That's what I told her.
Some things are
That's
more
actually what I told
important.
her. I'm doing stealth
Are you?
because I missed a minute of it. Where
I was teasing everybody by continuing conversation with the Tim that was not there.
oh
And I said, you're being so stealthy, no one else can hear you.
okay, that's what I missed. I was vanished.
So, thankfully, the gentleman that was angry with you is no longer giving a shit about you.
Thank God.
And his woman
around
seems
the
to be
bar with
giving
me.
Korik, like, all the attention.
Cool. So
Your bro
there's no one
poacher.
on me anymore, like looking at me, bothering me. I'm
Yeah, for the moment, you're in the clear.
Oh, thank God. All right. So the next closest person that I could talk to, I'm just gonna let them know what I found.
Okay, and what do you tell this old woman?
For my party.
Oh, okay, context is important. Okay, so closest one that you end up coming up to is probably going to be Index when he's like shuffled back into the party.
Alright, so I'm just gonna let him know everything that I found. Like, hey, yo, besides of messing with that person's girl, it's over there.
We have a location for the boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Index looks at the vase and realizes, yeah, they kind of were wrong on the size of this thing. This is like 5 foot tall, wide enough you could get 2 or 3 bodies in there.
Index.
Which is the unit of measure that Index uses, by the way.
Yep.
Just
Obviously.
so you know. We don't have metric system, so we use the body
system.
It's hard to go wrong.
Yes.
What is your body like? Is it like Bender bending Rodriguez's body? where you can open up and there's just like a cavity in there?
How many muffins can it fit?
I imagine that there's empty space in there, but I also don't think that I have access to most of it. I think I could modify it if I want to, but that would take time to do.
How much
I also
time?
don't think it would fit a 5-foot vase.
Fuck.
But what if we use magic to rip a hole in space-time and make the vase smaller?
I agree wholeheartedly.
If it's a magic vase, isn't it going to be really difficult?
What's the
Semantics,
worst that could happen?
semantics.
All of the souls in the vase come out and kill us?
That would be
Well-
so cool.
Kill you, because I don't know if I'm technically legally alive.
Therefore, could not be dead.
Yes. That's a good question.
I personally subscribe to the theory that I am immortal until proven otherwise.
Haven't
It's
you
good-
been stabbed a couple times already?
Hey,
Yeah, that's what I was
hey,
gonna say. Did
immortals
you-
can still be injured. They just can't die.
Fair.
I've never
Checkmate, I
died.
guess.
Therefore, it has never been proven that I'm not immortal.
It's a working theory that he's immortal.
Working,
Guys-
pulling a lot of weight in that sentence.
From a certain point of view. Since you have yet to pass this mortal coil, yes, in fact, you must be immortal until you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could not steal it today, and then go back and formulate a plan.
I like that.
I mean, this party goes on a little bit longer, right?
You did find out that you missed day number 1
Yeah.
because you guys, went off as the party was getting ready to start, and you are firmly smack dab into day number 2.
And
So-
tomorrow is the final day.
And I'm sure the bard would agree that it would be dramatically appropriate to steal it on the last night.
Of course.
I mean,
At the crescendo of a song.
during the marriage
Dun.
ceremony.
Well, Index, I think you and I are going to be the brains and the brawn behind the snatch and grab, seeing as that's kind of what we do in our off time anyway.
It's true. This is our hobby. I mean, I think that it's going to be the same old plan as what we normally do, but now we have more people to be able to do it with.
And
Yeah.
also the thing we're stealing is 5 feet tall.
Freaking 5 feet tall.
That is...
Now this room, out of curiosity, is it outside adjacent?
It is not. You have. It's basically a big T-shaped complex inside the keep itself, and you guys have to leave the Great Hall by either 2 doors that exit behind the thrones, which you assume probably go to their private quarters and upstairs and stuff, and 2 that go to like adjacent rooms that you'd have to go to.
But like none of the walls of this room are like outdoors and
It-
just inside of the castle?
If you're willing to take out stained glass windows that don't have openings, you could go out directly outside from that.
Okay. Stained
Okay.
glass windows are pretty, but otherwise,
Not particularly difficult to get through.
yeah. Like explosives work well in small quantities.
Or Index moving at a measurable pace.
Or 1 kilowatt of person flying at
One-
1 body per hour.
1 kilobody. I believe you're now dipping into the metric body system.
Index, is it possible for you to just walk through the wall?
I mean, with enough speed.
It's,
Flying walk.
With magic.
Index. Oh, you mean like phase through the wall, or do you mean like break through the wall?
Phase.
I don't know.
We should ponder that for another week.
Oh, is it time for you to leave?
Yeah.
Actually, it's 8:45. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we can look into that. Or if not me, then certainly someone who is better at sneaking.
And don't forget that Index has
Actually, I think
gotten some extra intel on the adjacent rooms.
And I've been walking around this entire room with this guy the whole time. I've been measuring my paces.
Ooh.
Maybe we can have a map next time.
Yes, we could totally.
Actually, hold up. I think I have something that can help me out.
Is it a body?
Actually,
Is it a
success
kilobody?
grants with familiarity with a building or ship's design.
Ooh.
Known schematic. There we are.
So, what does that talent read?
So once per session, may perform the known schematic maneuver, makes a hard 3 pull purple knowledge check.
Oh.
Apparently, you must have seduced a mason at some time.
Yes. I'm a muffin. Everyone loves muffins.
Well, this is a captured keep, so maybe he knows.
Do we want to do that roll now or next session?
I'll gladly take it now.
Because if he succeeds at it, then James will have more time to prepare a nicer map.
It's true.
There is that, yeah.
There is that.
So like when we get together.
God damn it, James! I was looking as
No.
he doesn't need help failing this. He's too intelligent.
Hold on. I'm actually going to recommend. I'm going to recommend that if this is something that we can do by combining all of our knowledge, can I aid him in this by letting him use my int?
Yes, you can. How many extra dice will that provide?
That'll give him 3. If he has 2 int, it will give him 3 more.
Okay, so I've added 3 green dice to the pool.
Nice.
And what skill is this that you're supposed to be
Knowledge.
using?
It's just
Knowledge.
So it'd be like knowledge buildings or something.
Knowledge. I'm seeing knowledge skills, knowledge and intelligence.
So it'd be a relevant knowledge skill.
So pretty much this is his ability to know floor plans for finding ruins normally. But in this case, he thinks he's invaded a castle like this before.
And do I just roll the knowledge skills dice
Yep.
area?
Yep.
Very cool beans. Oh, perfect.
Wow.
Perfect, I guess.
I wouldn't call that roll perfect, but it's better. It's almost perfect. It's perfect adjacent. Okay, so you've succeeded, and you will know some extra information about this place. He
Hell.
totally will know where the poop chutes are here.
Awesome.
Good. Important.
And
Or
that
the
there's
poop chute's big enough
probably
to put a 5-foot vase down it.
a subfloor beneath this floor.
Ooh. The subfloor is beneath the dom floor.
Alright, I'm leaving.
And we'll say that that's then a good place to wrap it up there.
Alright.
I knew what this thing was gonna happen. This skill was gonna help me. Hell yeah.
Oh, do we get extra XP for my terrible joke?
You guys get
Negative.
10 XP for the
Yeah.
trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Now that Korik has to worry about being snatched and stolen to a princess's little private room.
Yes, that will be terrible.
She'll have the cutest little collar waiting for him.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm sensing some lag on the Roll20 site.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
There we go. Da-da-da-da.
10 XPs, so in case anyone forgets to write it down.
Got
Nice. Maybe put some points into perception. Who knows?
Or stealth. You could always put some points into stealth. That's never a waste.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah,
All right.
You too.
Have
Later,
a good
guys.
weekend, guys. And if you're going to TGG tomorrow for the Steampunk Day, see you there.
Later.
All right. Later, guys.
Good night.
Bye bye.